We have trouble getting anyone to show up.
There we go. Okay, recording is started. This is all live.
You ready? I call the regular May 10th board meeting at 7 p.m. Travis. What?
Budget hearing.
Budget first. Oh, budget hearing first. Oh, okay. Then that wouldn't be me. Then would that be Travis then?
No, that's the budget hearings from by the township.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that.
Oh, I have the other agenda. Okay.
Here.
I was calling that at 7 p.m. Okay, let's start over again. Call to order the budget meeting at 7:01 p.m.
Budget hearing.
Budget hearing. Travis, can you please lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Trustee Repa,
Here.
Trustee Kirby,
Here.
Supervisor Bauman,
Here.
Trustee Dobrow,
Here.
Trustee Lafredo.
Here.
It's the clerk's opinion that we have a physical quorum present to allow trustees Dobrow and Lafredo to participate pursuant to our electronic and remote participation policy. We have a quorum.
Do we have any public comments tonight? Under new business, number 1, the 2022-2023 town budget and appropriation ordinance.
Just for the record, we have the town budget on display.
We have had the publication in the Daily Herald. Notice of the publication has been on our front window since it was done. Certifying that publication, a copy of the budget has been available at the front. I have 0 records of anyone coming in to inspect.
Thank you.
But I know it was out there.
All you have to do is post it.
Any other comments? Okay, so who's got to approve it?
No, because we aren't
No.
approving a highway fund anymore, so there's no approval. It's just, we had the hearing.
Yeah, that's all you do, have a hearing.
That was easy.
Yeah, that was easy. Yeah.
Adjournment?
I'll motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. Roll call.
Trustee Kirby,
Aye.
Trustee Lafredo. Unmute.
Aye.
Trustee Dobrow,
Aye.
Trustee Repa,
Aye.
Supervisor Bauman.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned at 7:02 p.m.
Okay. I wish it was that fast, guys. Now we're going to move on to the regular budget agenda. You ready? Here we go. I call the regular May 10th board meeting at 7:04 p.m. tonight. Pledge.
Yeah.
Something different.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Trustee Kirby,
Here.
Trustee Repa,
Here.
Supervisor Bauman.
Here.
Trustee Dobrow,
Present.
Trustee Lafredo.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Do we have any public comments tonight?
I have 2 comments. One that will be on the new agenda item for number 3 with regards to the budget, and number 7 for the pride flag to be displayed. But I'll wait until we get to those items.
Okay. Reports. Does anybody have a report they would like to give tonight?
Brief, quick report. Between the assessor's office and the clerk's office, we've submitted over 100 cubic yards of documents to be destroyed. Records going back as far as 1995, things we don't need to keep anymore, just to dust some stuff off before we continue the archive process on my side. And the report from the assessor's office is that the accumulation now with their new digital system is significantly reduced annually. So we're getting closer to being a little greener. It's a good thing.
Okay, for me, just a few things. We need to come up with a date for Adopt a Highway. I know, Rudy, you wanted to do that with me, and whoever else on the board. Do you have a date that you could get back to me on when you think you might be available? Sundays work better for me.
Yeah, Sundays work better for me as well. Not this May 20th.
Yeah,
Weekend.
it could be June.
Yeah, June. Yeah, just kind of give me some 3 weeks advance and I'll make sure I
Okay,
have nothing going on.
so this would be a great event for all the board members. What we could do is get to clean up Rollins Road is something that we could do together. We could bring the community out. So we're showing not just that we're being, taking care of the gardens, taking care of the textiles, the electronic equipment. We're also taking care of our land. So I'll come up with some dates with Rudy, and I just know that Rudy really wants to do it. So, hey, Rudy. So on Saturday is going to be the Letterman's Carrier Food Drive. We've been doing a big promotion all over the Avon Township area. All the food that is collected from the mailmen, letter carriers will be dropped off at Avon Township. So this is going to be a great opportunity for us to jumpstart the food pantry. I received shelving donations from a lady in Grays Lake, and tomorrow I'm going to be picking up more shelving donations. So hopefully it'll at least get us started, that we're going to be able to maintain a food pantry. I'm working with the University of Illinois Extension. They're going to help us put our food pantry together, along with numerous people in the community who want to make sure our food pantry is off to a great start. It is not a 501c3. It is just through the township. We have no money to buy food from the township, so everything we get has to be from the community. My goal is to make sure that there is food for everybody 7 days a week. Doesn't matter if they come to Avon Township or any of the local Avon Township food pantries. And if they're not available, it's 211. So our goal is just to be a resource for people to always have food. But I'm really excited to be able to see that we're going to have stock shelves, and then we're going to be able to keep promoting our food pantry once we actually get it started. Because every time someone talks to me, I'm like, well, it's an emergency food pantry. We're just starting. But my goal is by middle of May, end of May, to be having an established food pantry that we could heavily promote in our community. And then I believe we're going to get a lot more backers who are going to come and support us. So I'm excited about that. That's it with me for the reports. Anybody else? Okay, number 1 under new business. Can I have a motion for approval of the minutes as presented, both A and B?
I'll motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Dobro,
Yes.
Trustee Kirby,
Yes.
Trustee LaFredo,
Aye.
Trustee Repa,
Aye.
Supervisor Bellman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 2, approval of monthly bills as presented. Can I have a motion to approve the monthly bills as presented, both A and B, prepaid bills and outstanding bills?
I'll make a motion to pay A and B.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Repa,
Aye.
Trustee LaFredo,
Aye.
Trustee Kirby,
Aye.
Trustee Dobro,
Yes.
Supervisor Bellman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Number 3, an ordinance adopting the 2022-2023 budget and appropriations for the town of Avon. Is this where you wanted to speak, Travis?
Yes. You guys can hear me?
Yes.
I've had the wonderful opportunity to be serving as the Finance Committee member and as for the last 3 months as the Chair of the Finance Committee. It's been an interesting process for the past 6 months, to say the least. Learned quite a bit of things here. And want to thank all the committee members that have been working on this, including former Chair Adam Solano, outgoing board member Barbara Jersey, Melody Francesco, Trustee Rudy Repa, Trustee Michael Dobrow, and Michael Schwartz for their efforts to try to make this work. I also want to thank all the board members that are here tonight. Because of your efforts, we're going to get a balanced budget through. and it's been open and transparent, something that we haven't been seeing for quite a few years now. I want to thank you for that, and it's my hope that this will pass unanimously as well. Thank you.
Is there any more discussion?
I'll just comment that I'm glad we were able to get to a final place on this, and that I hope that we can all approve this. And I know with the road budget specifically, that we're doing some projects there that are going to set us up for the next couple of years in terms of freeing up resources for bigger things down the road. So I'm excited to see that happen.
Anybody else? Okay. Guess we should get this puppy wrapped on, huh? Can I have a motion to approve the 2022-2023 budget?
I'll motion to approve the 2022-2023 budget.
Second,
I'll second.
roll call.
Trustee Kirby,
Aye.
Trustee LaFredo,
Aye.
Trustee Repa,
Aye.
Trustee Dobrow,
Aye.
Supervisor Bauman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. Number 4, discussion and possible action adopting the mission, vision, and values of Avon Township. Did everybody have a chance to look at it?
Yep.
Yep.
Anybody have any questions at all?
I appreciate the work that went into preparing it and the following policies we'll be considering too.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh, sorry. I appreciate the work that went into this and the following policies that are before us to review too. So thank you to everyone who come together.
Thank you. So does anybody have any changes they want to make with the mission, vision, and values? Jeannie, do you have anything?
Not at this time.
Not this time?
Yeah.
So should we we'll make a motion to approve the mission, vision, and values of the Avon Township?
I'll make a motion that we approve the mission, vision, and values of Avon Township.
Is there a second?
I'll second Jeff's motion.
Roll call?
Trustee Repa,
Aye.
Trustee Dobrow,
Aye.
Trustee Kirby,
Aye.
Trustee LaFredo,
Aye.
Supervisor Bauman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 5, an ordinance adopting and enacting policy for the town of Avon, Illinois, providing for the manner of amending such policies, providing for the repeal of certain ordinances not included therein, and providing when such policies and this ordinance shall become effective. Is there any discussion on this? Does everybody have the answer? A motion?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? Has everybody had the opportunity to fully look through the policies? Is there any comments that anybody wants to make before we approve? Yeah, this is easy. Well, I'm reading.
Too much to read.
Can I have a motion to approve the policy?
A motion to approve?
Oh, we have a motion by Trustee Kirby, a second by Trustee Repa.
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Dobrow,
Yes.
Trustee LaFredo,
Yes.
Trustee Repa,
Aye.
Trustee Kirby,
Aye.
Supervisor Bauman.
Aye.
Motion carries. With the supervisor's permission, if I may comment for a moment.
Sure.
I am so happy that after all of these years and all of the hard work of Trustee Kirby and her role as clerk, it was Trustee Bauman at the time and her role, and everybody here today, including our attorneys, in getting this done, and getting our policies up to date, revised, compiled into one single place. It is such a relief to know that one of these things that the township needed to have done has finally reached a point of conclusion after almost 3 years, is it, Jeannie?
Yeah.
after almost 3 years. So this is a great culmination of work and a great team effort. Thank you, everyone.
And thank you, Crystal, for working hard on them. Appreciate it. Okay, number 6, discussion and possible action regarding a satellite office for Lake County Sheriff's Office. This one I'm going to take. During the prescription drug take back, I was talking to some of the deputies that they were looking for a possible location to have kind of like a hub, a satellite office, a place where the local sheriff, the police officers are able to come, do their paperwork, take a break, possibly have a meeting or two. And I offered for them to come see Avon Township, because what a great opportunity for our unincorporated areas to be able to have extra law enforcement. Not only is for unincorporated, when you see those little lights, people slow down. Along with our great highway department and our lakes disposal, we would be able to really impact our unincorporated areas just by letting them have a desk, letting them use our parking lot as a place for them to do whatever they need to do. It's not official yet, it's just in stage 1 right now. They're talking about possibly putting in a different phone system where they would be able to receive 911 phone calls, but because we already have the health department, they believe it would be a lot easier system to put in. And I'm offering them to use our old office manager's little office there, because to me, having extra police in our community, building up that relationship is huge for us. Not only for Avon Township, but it is huge for local, other municipalities, or Lindenhurst, like Villa, Gurney. If we're able to help get the local sheriffs to emergency safer, I think that's something that we should definitely offer to the sheriff's department. So right now it's just in the early stages, but I just think it's a great opportunity for us to represent our community by just offering them space. So does anybody have any questions on this? Again, more information to come.
I've got a few points of concern. I've spoken to our sheriff's contacts, and this has not come officially from our sheriff or his chief of staff, so I'd be very interested in learning more about their opinions on the subject.
Sure,
I also have some concerns that we serve a very heavy minority community, and if we're encouraging them to come to the township for service and help, that while the sheriff's deputies, as best intentioned and honest and as much integrity as they have, their mere presence here may inadvertently scare people away from coming here when they see law enforcement. Considering that this was just sort of a seat of the pant conversation that had happened in a community event, I would very much like to hear officially from the sheriff's office what their thoughts are, adding that we are in the Round Lake Park jurisdiction, and I know that they, of course, are always welcome to use our lot and do so. And I'd like to also learn more about the specific population that is served, because we do have unincorporated, absolutely, but we don't have the demand that, say, a Beach Park would, or Gages Lake, which is in Warren. So that said, those are sort of a few of my concerns, and I appreciate the opportunity to have spoken on it.
So, Michael, I wish you would have talked to me first, because then I could have given you the contact information of the people who came out to talk to me, rather than talking to other people first. That's why I had it on the agenda, for us to be able to talk about it as a board, because people did come out to talk to me. It wasn't just a let's talk at this one event. Somebody came out, saw the location. We talked about the steps that it would take and how it would have to go up 3 more levels of command before it would get approved. So I'm not sure who you talked to, but I wish you would have talked to me first, only because then there's different information going out there from the person that actually came and spoke to me. He was a sergeant who was working on this. So maybe when I have more information, I will let the board know what's going on. But anytime, I think if there's somebody has an idea or something is on an agenda, to reach out to the person who put it on the agenda, because there might be information that was missed by me, or you could have said, hey, what's going on? Can I contact this person? Because sometimes something deals go wrong too when the wrong person talks to somebody. That would just be my only suggestion is.
Well, I think there's a point to be, I think that Mike has a point, but I think also we need to be careful about how we put it on the agenda.
Right.
Because this says that it's potentially an action item, which raises a level of concern. So if you would put it in the supervisor's report and said, hey, I can talk to this.
Well, originally, I think Crystal and I even talked about that. But yeah, it was, I understand that, but yeah, that'd be my only thing is, and I apologize if it was the wrong wording, but to definitely reach out to me next time if there's something on the agenda that you don't understand or that you want a little more clarification. And I know you've done that before with me.
One thing I'll just say is that, this is kind of a news to me moment. I know I saw it on the agenda, but even then, I feel like this is something that takes quite a bit of time, and I would need to know more about what they were specifically wanting to do at this location, and if there are already examples of this at other locations. Is this a new model?
No, it's not new. They were in Warren Township. They were in Warren Township doing it. So it's more like a hub. It's a place for them to do some paperwork. It's a hub for them to be able to do some things that they can't always do, that they're always like in their cars doing. So it's an opportunity for us to, as I said before, give a little bit more support to the people that are out here, and our residents. So as I get more information, I will let you guys know what their plan is. It was just one person I talked to, and then they brought out their sergeant, and it has to go up 3 more commands.
Sure.
To see how this all plays out. So my intention really was just to be able to talk to you guys and say, this is what's going on, not to act upon it without you guys, not to act upon it. But this came back about a week ago. This just came up a week ago. It wasn't anything that has been planned for a long time. It just came back, the Drug Tape Act, that was on a Saturday, and then on Tuesday, a sergeant came out to talk to me about it.
So I think the positive thing is that about that is that the positive point of this is that we have some interest and that the board is engaged and want to know how things are progressing, and that any opportunity to make sure that there's a chance for them to get the information and to discuss it without seemingly having it to be an action item would be really, really positive. And I think the other thing is that 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 you have this interest, and you've done this in the past, I'm sure you'll do it again, but to invite them to come in when you have a meeting and be part of the discussion is really important, because I certainly am in agreement with the supervisor that as much opportunity as we have to expand services, but I also think since I'm involved with public education, I think Michael has a very valid concern. We saw that in public school. The minute we had police in the schools, there was a lot of hesitation for parents to even come into the school. So I think we need to be aware of that, but that doesn't mean it would stop us. It only means that we need to have further discussion. So I think the positive is, for the first time in a long time, we have a supervisor that is exploring some other options that haven't been explored, and that they're letting the board know early enough so that it's not a done deal and we're not voting on it and it's the first time we've heard. And historically, that has been something that this board has faced. And so that's, I think, also a positive. So I think there's a lot to gain for that. And I think your concerns are valid, and we need to take those and have more articulation.
Right, I have no problem. So my goal was just to put it out there on the agenda and talk with the board of how this whole process even came about, and the possibility of putting up the agenda was just in case. This is an update that I heard from the sheriff's department, and this is what they're thinking. This is what, they wrote out, we're not there yet, this was last week, and so it's been a week already, and we haven't had a follow-up yet, because I know that's gonna take a while. But at the time, I wasn't sure where on the agenda we were gonna be. That makes sense, Michael?
Yeah, I understand, and I appreciate the clarity and the healthy discussion. My concerns are still the same, and I'd very much appreciate the opportunity to hear what further on up the command has to say versus, sort of the impromptu idea. Because I think just as any time a village has an idea or wants a partnership, they come before the board, their representatives, their paperwork. So the way it was billed, it seemed that way, but now that we've had some discussion and clarification, I kind of see where this is going, and I think perhaps there'll be opportunities down the line to engage in those discussions. So I'm glad that we were able to connect and elaborate and collaborate, so to speak. Forgive the rhyme.
And then, Michael, I would like to know who you spoke to, too, so that when it comes back to me, I know who, you don't have to give it to me now, but who in the sheriff's department you spoke with. Because this way I'm able to say, one of my trustees spoke to so-and-so, and this is what their concern was, or this is what they were told. So it completes their circle of information. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, I'm happy to connect offline at another date and time.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to make sure that if it comes back to me, that I can say, oh yeah, Michael talked to so-and-so. Thank you. Any other questions, responses? No, we're doing good. Okay, number 7, a resolution authorizing display of the LGBTQ pride flag at Avon Township. Travis, do you want to speak?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm Travis Haley from Grays Lake. I'm very glad that we're going to be having this discussion and a vote on this tonight. Last year, the board voted unanimously for this to be displayed for the weekend during the time when PFLAG had their first drive-by parade that occurred. I'm getting the date off the top of my head here. And sadly, due to COVID, we had to do it that way. And coming up this year for June 12th, we'll be hosting our first ever Pride Parade in the village of Grays Lake that was approved just last month. And this has been passed widely through many different other jurisdictions. Recently, the village of Vernon Hills passed it just last week. Actually, this morning, the county, for the 3rd consecutive year, has passed it unanimously for the pride flag to be displayed at the Lake County Courthouse for the entire month of June. This is something that I think is very important to show welcoming with our community members throughout, everyone within the LGBTQ community, myself included as an openly gay man. I think this shows that we are welcoming everyone in our community. It is my hope that this board will pass it unanimously as well. Thank you.
I have some discussion on this. Does anybody else want to share first?
I'd like to comment. I appreciate Travis, his words and all he does for our township. I would just like to add that I think we should fly the flag month long. I know some governmental jurisdictions and bodies observe Pride Month, and if possible, beyond flying it on that specific weekend, it'd be great to fly it all June.
Any other discussion? So oddly, this is probably the second time, and ever since we've been together as a board, that I'm going to make a statement that everyone may not like. So last year, when we did the pride flag and moved to the Juneteenth flag, it was our first board meeting, and we did it to support Bristol and to support the pride community. But there's a lot of other communities, a lot of other organizations, a lot of other people that are part of Avon Township. And my concern is, if we do the pride flag, what about all the other organizations? We are a government agency, and again, I support the pride. I support everything that you guys do, except for we are a government agency. We are a township. We are made up of different people, different races, different, genders, different jobs, different everything. And I think if we decide to do 30 days or a weekend, what about all the other religions, all the other flags? You know, how do we decide which ones we do, which ones we don't do? And how would somebody feel if they're driving by and we're not, they don't understand why the pride flag is up there and not another flag? You know, Mexican Independence Day, why don't we have a flag for that? That's heavily our population in the Round Lake area. I just want to make sure if we're a government agency and we decide to do 30 days, that's a lot to have a pride flag. And then we have Juneteenth, that last time they overlapped together. I'm kind of going round and round circles. I just think we need to stick to our basics, our national flag, our state flag. And I also thought about what we don't have is we don't have a township flag. We don't have a flag that represents us as a township, to my knowledge. We have, you know, Grace Lake developed a flag to represent the Grace Lake people. I think we need to have a flag that represents the people of Avon Township, the 7 municipalities, what we are. We are a melting pot. Our community is a mixture of so many different people that we should celebrate everybody and not just one group of people for the weekend or for the month. I think that would just be very hard for people to be driving on the road and seeing the pride flag every single day. We support the community. I just think as a township, we need to go back to the basics. The American flag and a township flag and a state flag. Because we are a township, we are a government agency. You know, I don't know, anybody have anything else to say? Because I know last year after I made that, after we did it, I kind of had second thoughts. What are people going to say when they're driving by?
Did you get complaints last year?
No.
Then I think that's your answer. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I'm gonna respectfully disagree and think
No,
that.
and in a negative way. Nobody cares. Nobody is upset that we're doing the pride and not the other ones.
Oh, I agree with your statements, Melanie. I'm respectfully disagreeing with our supervisor.
And
That,
I knew you guys were going to, but I really feel that having on the record is if we should have, then if we're going to do it, it should be one day for the Pride, one day for Juneteenth, one day for any other
Well, maybe
events
what
that
you
we
need is-
come up.
Maybe what the township needs is a policy.
Well, we do, well, the policies we have right now are for like the weekend or 4 days, but I'm thinking that we should have it for one day, and then if any other representations come up and we have to vote on them, it should be one day, not 4 days.
I think we're making a mountain out of a molehill here. I think it's fine for it to be up over a weekend, and same thing for Juneteenth. We'll get to that soon. And quite frankly, if we want to fly other flags, like the Mexican flag for, I don't know, some Mexican holiday that comes up, or I know with other villages, they're flying the Ukrainian flag right now to show support for the war there. I think that's fine. I don't think there is a epidemic of flags going on right now. I think that this is something that other communities are doing. I don't think it harms anyone. I don't think it's a impact on the character of the community. From a zoning perspective, I think that we should just approve this and move on to the next piece of, or next resolution, so.
And I mean, I understand, and I pretty much assumed that's how the board was going to, react. I just wanted to make sure that people understood that I could support something, but then I'm trying to represent everybody in Avon Township to give them the ability.
If someone wants to bring a
represent them.
flag that wants to, represent them,
But
as long as it's not a hateful flag or anything like that,
But
I see no reason why we can't fly
People don't
it.
understand the steps, maybe how they even go about having a flag and why we pick one flag.
Then
or
they
two
can come and
flags.
ask us. They can come to our meetings and ask us. Let's not,
I mean, you put it out there with the announcement too, right? Like, we did, we passed this, it was put on the agenda. If you have something you'd like for us to celebrate, today we're celebrating this, and then, something else, like, announce that it passed like tonight, right?
Well, no, I mean, it's a resolution from last time, but.
Whatever, but, I mean, if we pass a resolution tonight, then we put out an announcement, we passed this resolution, here are the steps, and then the day of, just the celebration. And that way, as long as it's equitable, so somebody else would like their representation, as long as the process is fair and equitable, I don't think it's a big deal.
I'd like to move resolution 22 RSO 13.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? As I said, it's just something that, as a township, every day somebody comes into my office, all different nationalities, all different, types of personalities, and I want to make sure that we're representing everybody when they come in. That is all it is representing the community, not just saying one small, percentage for. So are we going to do the Juneteenth for 30 days?
You're not there yet.
You're-
Okay,
Right now,
so
we're just
You have
approving a
a motion
resolution.
and a
Okay,
second, so
so
you need to
let's vote.
do a roll call.
Roll call.
Trustee Dobro,
Yes.
trustee LaFredo,
Yes.
trustee Kirby,
Yes.
trustee Repa,
Aye.
supervisor Bauman.
No.
Motion carries.
And again, it has nothing to do with supporting something or not, it's just a government decision that I was thinking. Okay, number 8, a resolution authorizing display of the Juneteenth flag at Avon Township. Can I get a motion?
A motion to approve?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Discussion.
June 17th through June 20th.
Correct.
3 days. 4 days.
Roll call.
Which fits the policy.
Roll call, trustee Kirby,
Aye.
trustee LaFredo,
Aye.
trustee Dobro,
Aye.
trustee Repa,
Aye.
supervisor Bauman.
No.
Motion carries.
And again, it's not that I don't support the organizations at all, it's just trying to find a way to represent all of Avon Township together. Okay, do we have an executive session tonight? Anything? I don't believe so. Any public comments? Any members' remarks?
I have a member remark. Regarding, I fully approve the 2 resolutions for these flags, and I certainly understand the comments from the supervisor. And I think this is not a willy-nilly kind of a thing. We have systems in this country on how do we approve what flags are up and how long they're up. And it's not like anybody can develop a flag and say, put this up for a year. So I think we need to rely on the systems that we have in place in order to make arrangements to meet the needs of our community and to be able to express openly a welcoming circumstance for everyone. I also think that there's a lot of fear in politics right now, and I don't want to bend to that fear. And so that's why I think that we need to keep going forward and review any options that we have through going through the systems we have in place.
Anybody else? And again, my support, my comments doesn't mean I don't support, my comments just mean I'm trying to make sure that when people come to Avon Township, they understand what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
I understand your concerns. I understand that most of these other individuals who may want a flag or some other type of recognition or display are certainly welcome to bring that before us. I completely echo those sentiments, and I welcome that. Please bring that. For those of you who watch this online, please bring those to us. We will be happy to review all of those requests. I think that's settled case matter in the federal jurisdictions in the East Coast. It's been settled throughout. We have demonstrations throughout our county, our municipalities, and other townships who have adopted similar flag policies, whether it's for the Pride flag, Juneteenth, or any other flag. It's not about one group. Most of these groups that we're talking about aren't being victimized as a political tool right now. This year, over 240 bills have been sponsored, in some cases passed, that are directly attacking the LGBTQ community, that are directly attacking Black communities, and brown communities and people of color, and showing that this township supports the rights of those people by saying, we openly support the LGBTQ community, we openly support the Black community, and I hope that we can do something for our brown community or our AAPI communities or any other marginalized community or group, including women who are under assault right now. It's more than 70% of our population is being attacked legislatively in the court systems and across our country. And I want to thank this board for standing up, continuing to do what is right to show that the government is supportive of all the people of this township, but especially those who are most vulnerable, which is the core mission of townships, to support those that are most vulnerable. Thank you.
Thank you, Krista. And again, once again, I'm just trying to do something that I think represents all of Avon Township people, because the best thing we could do is get involved in our community, learn more about different cultures, engage ourselves more, have that open, welcoming feeling when people come in, because that's how we're going to get more involved, understanding, is if we just go to events, talk to people, understand their cultural, their customs, and things like that beyond a flag. There's so much more than just beyond a flag. Let's see, anybody else? Okay, a motion to adjourn.
A motion.
Is there a second? I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wow, we're done early. This is our shortest meeting yet.
Now, we are adjourned at 7:41 p.m.
All right.
Good job, people.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Travis.
Second.
Thank you.
Bye.
There's actually a new Supreme Court case out involving the city of Boston.
Yeah, we're still recording.